Yo, what's up guys? In today's video I got some pretty big Chicago Bulls news and rumors that just came out, but before I jump into today's video, definitely check out my last video if you guys missed it. I was talking about how Zach LaVine plans to re-sign with the Chicago Bulls. I was talking about the Bulls defense, their title chances, and DeMar DeRozan being in MVP talks. But nonetheless, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and leave a quick like on today's video if you guys want the Chicago Bulls to keep Coby White, and leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about this whole topic. So let's just jump right into it, because the Coby White trade rumors have been going on for honestly months now. You know, obviously he did get hurt in this offseason. Later in today's video, I'm going to be giving an update on his whole injury and when he's expected to return to play. But before I give my opinion on this and break down this whole topic, let me know below today's video if you guys want the Chicago Bulls to trade Coby White or keep him. Because in my personal opinion, I believe the Chicago Bulls should keep him. I also made a video just the other day talking about the Marvin Bagley trade rumors. I've seen a lot of Bulls fans wanting the Bulls to trade Coby White for Marvin Bagley since, you know, of course, Patrick Williams did get hurt as well, and the Bulls are kind of lacking size and power forward and center depth. But either way, this article came out about a week ago about how the Chicago Bulls are open to trading Coby White. You know, Casey Johnson of NBC Sports Chicago said in an interview with Hoops Hype that the Chicago Bulls could be open to trading third-year guard Coby White. You know, like I said, this has been going on for months now. I feel like the trade rumors surrounding Coby White are just not going to stop. And I'm going to be honest, I don't see why. The Chicago Bulls badly need another third option, especially with Vuce really starting off this season, I'd say struggling. He really just can't find his footing in the offense yet. I do expect him to. I mean, look at his shooting percentages for his career. He's a very good shooter. I feel like he's just kind of been off. I don't know why. I do believe the whole Lonzo Ball and DeMar DeRozan situation is bothering Vuce. You know, he still is learning how to play with them. And if you look even deeper into the whole picture with Vuce, he really even hasn't played that much with LaVine, and it doesn't help that Zach is playing through injury. But either way, Casey Johnson did continue, and he said if a deal does present itself where the Chicago Bulls can add a big man, I certainly think that's something they have to consider given the size concerns for this roster, Casey Johnson did say. And I believe the Chicago Bulls should 100% keep Coby White. I believe they desperately miss his scoring, especially off the bench. You know, Coby White has yet to play this year as he's still recovering from a shoulder injury. He was the 7th pick back in 2019, and he looked to be a big part of the Chicago Bulls rebuild. He also averaged 13 points and 15 points for his first 2 seasons with the Chicago Bulls. Coby White is instant offense. You know, the trade rumors surrounding him have been going on for months now. And I understand, you know, the Bulls need help at size and power forward and center position. And if you look into it this offseason, the Bulls added a lot of guards. You know, drafting Ayo, adding Lonzo, adding Demar, adding Caruso. And Casey Johnson continued, and he said, although he said that there's a possibility that Coby White could be traded for a big in the future, he says that Coby White is still a very important piece for the Chicago Bulls when he returns from injury. He said, I think he's still got a pretty big role because bench scoring has been a huge issue. I think the way Billy Donovan is coaching, he's staggering DeRozan with the second unit. I think those two guys playing together could do some damage with that second unit. And I agree, the Bulls bench desperately misses Coby White. You know, this tweet is a few days old, but nonetheless, the Bulls bench through 5 games, you know, like I said, it's a few days old, but through 5 games, their bench has only put up 24 points per game, which is 28th in the NBA. And their 3-pointers made off the bench is only 3 about, and that's 28th in the league as well. And 3-pointers attempted per game off the bench is only 6, which is 30th per game. And even Rob said, when is Coby White coming back again? You know, I'm going to throw up this little highlight clip. You know, huge shout out to Darnell Mayberry for taking this video. You know, you could kind of look at like what Coby White is working on now while he's still working his way back into, I'd say, NBA form, you know, due to his shoulder surgery. So definitely let me know below today's video if you guys want the Chicago Bulls to keep Coby White for some scoring off the bench, or possibly trade him for another piece, or I'd say more than likely a big man. Coby White is a walking bucket. You could see that last season, and that's his best strength. You know, Coby knows how to score the ball. That's what he's always done. And the Bulls bench obviously misses him. I believe he's going to be deadly off the Bulls bench, a walking bucket. He could get hot on any night and drop, I'd say, 20 to 30 points off the bench on any night as well. So let me know below today's video if you guys want the Bulls to keep him or trade him. And now for the rest of today's video, I'm just going to be throwing up some highlights and just doing a quick little injury recap because he is expected to return to the Chicago Bulls soon. And just the other day on November 1st, this news came out. Coby White has started to go through a little bit of contact on court with the Bulls player development staff per Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan also did say he's getting closer to being cleared for a return to practice. That's of course the next step throughout this process, but he said there's no timetable on that as of right now. And the Chicago Bulls' last official update on Coby White, they expected him to return in November. You know, he's returning from his shoulder surgery, which usually carries about 4 to 6 months, you know, depending on all the things that go into that. And his surgery was on June 10th. You know, mid-November would be 5 months. I saw a lot of talk about how he's expected to return sooner rather than later. You know, that's great news. Hopefully the Bulls are not rushing him. I highly doubt that. I do expect the Bulls to keep Coby White, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if we did trade him for a big man. You know, the Bulls have been kind of getting out-rebounded, I'd say, every game, especially on the offensive glass. But either way, I'm really high on Coby. I think that he could provide a lot of help needed, especially off this Bulls bench. Even for three-point shooting, I know the Bulls are a really good three-point shooting team, but they're really not shooting that many threes. I believe Coby White could help that as well. And especially with Zach being hurt, I believe Coby could take even more pressure off Zach and drop, I'd say, 10 to 15 points off the bench. Thank God for DeRozan. Thank God, you know, he's been carrying the Chicago Bulls recently. Him and Zach are both in MVP conversation talks. But either way, let me know below today's video if you guys want the Chicago Bulls to trade Coby White or keep him. You know, this has been going on for months now. There's so much trade talk surrounding his name. I even saw a couple executives around the league that many people have spoke to that Coby White is a trade candidate, and some are even expecting the Bulls to trade him at the deadline. Let me know below today's video. I'm really high on him. I believe he's going to provide a big spark off the Bulls bench when he does return. Hopefully that is sooner rather than later. You know, the Bulls are desperately missing his scoring punch. So thank you guys for all the love on the channel and the past few videos. Let me know below today's video if you guys want the Chicago Bulls to keep Coby White or trade him. You know, I understand why some fans might want to trade him for a big man since the Bulls are lacking, I'd say, power forward and center depth, especially with the Patrick Williams injury. So who knows if Patrick Williams will be able to return later in this season. But nonetheless, I like Coby. I hope we do keep him. I really liked even at the end of last season with him starting with LaVine in the backcourt. I really like Coby. He's really young. I don't see really a reason why the Bulls should trade him. If anything, I believe the Bulls could just go out on the free agent market or maybe the buyout market later in the season and sign a power forward or center. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.